Art. All right, we're gonna record. Everyone's saying yes. Good deal. So my name is Julie Audenar. I'm part of the Future Force team with Bobby. I've been at Salesforce for almost 9 years, which is insane to think. It's also insane that we're not physically together on campus. So appreciate everyone dialing in for tonight's session virtually. So a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about tonight. I'm going to do a quick just Salesforce overview. So for those of you who don't know who we are, what we do, what we're about, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to bring you up to speed on all things Salesforce, and then we're going to toss it over to a panel discussion. So we're being joined here by 4 of our full-time hires at Salesforce who have various backgrounds and various different roles. And then we're also joined by 2 of our own campus ambassadors. So summer interns from this past summer who are spreading the good word of Salesforce to campuses far and wide. And then we're going to close out this evening with a little fun. So we like to have fun at Salesforce. So it's Tuesday, it's trivia night. We are going to bring in one of our external vendors to host a little Jeopardy session. So the winners, we're going to have the top 3 winners this evening of Jeopardy contact me, and I'm going to get some prizes their way. So here at Salesforce, we're just going to jump into it. Our goal is to help our customers connect with their customers in entirely new ways. So tonight, we're going to go into how that is done. But to begin with, what is Salesforce? I can only see some hands or some video kind of snippets on the screen. Anybody want to shout out what Salesforce is? And the crowd doesn't go wild. That's okay. That is okay. So Salesforce is the world's #1 customer relationship management platform, or as we call it, a CRM. So what is that? We're going to dive into that and then some. All right, let's see if this will move forward. There we go. So everyone on the phone tonight, or on the call tonight, on the Zoom tonight, has a smartphone, right? Whether it's an Android or an iPhone. And I want everyone to think about, what does it do? It makes our lives way easier, right? It makes us, with the various apps that we use to control every nook and cranny of our worlds, it makes life manageable. So I want everyone to think of Salesforce as a smartphone, as it's our goal to make our customers' lives a heck of a lot easier. So we call this the Salesforce Customer 360, and it offers apps for every touch point in a customer's journey, regardless of their business size or what industry they're in. So instead of an app like iTunes, we have apps for marketing, for commerce, for service, for communities, for sales, industries, analytics, and everything in between. And we're not the only ones building apps on our platform. Our customers are building apps. Our partners are building apps. And today there are more than 6.5 million apps on our Customer 360, making it the #1 business to business. There we go. Maybe business to business and B2C, so business to consumer platform. So now you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, that's interesting, but how do any of these apps apply to me as a Northeastern student? Well, you're all in luck, because I've got some examples of how we touch your life every day, and you might not even know it. So today we're helping more than 150,000 customers like these in every industry imaginable. So we've got folks from banking, we've got folks from government, from healthcare, from retail. And for a student like you in this virtual era, the importance of selling through these digital channels has become more important than ever before. So for many companies, it's been a matter of survival. So let's dig deeper into Adidas in the top left-hand corner. As physical stores closed because of COVID, Adidas had to ship to their e-commerce sales to survive. And if we think about digital apps, you're all college students, you're studying late, you're doing homework, Think of a company like Starbucks that is running through the power of Salesforce. You can order through their mobile app and pick up your drink in the store, all contactless. So many companies have successfully adapted to, this kind of whole new virtual situation that we're in as, a global entity by shifting to digital models. But as we enter the next phase, companies are being faced with new challenges, making this digital transformation even more imperative. Come on, maybe? Uh-oh. All right, here we are. So we're going to transition to now kind of more about Salesforce as a company. So, we're thrilled with the success we've achieved over the years with our customers and our partners, so some of which you saw on the previous slide, and success in the community. But what we're most proud of is how our customers are innovating. They're disrupting the markets, they're transforming their industry, they're developing new business models, and much, much more. So together with our broader Salesforce ecosystem and that community, we've been able to do well while staying true to the core values that we've had since day one of trust, innovation, customer success, and equality. And speaking of equality, that's going to shift us more into who Salesforce is. All right, so at Salesforce, we believe that our technology and our people and our resources should all be used to help improve the state of the world. And that's why we came up with our 1-1-1 model, where we give 1% of our time, 1% of our product, and 1% of our equity back into the communities for which we live and work all over the world. So over the course of 20 years, you can see some big stats on this screen right now, over 5 million volunteer hours, $350 million in grants, and over 51,000 nonprofits and education groups being, able to leverage Salesforce. And it doesn't stop with Salesforce. We have, kind of been the pioneers of this model, and we've been very successful at it. And we've had thousands of other companies adapt this model to, kind of join us in this 1% pledge as we give back to the communities globally. And as part of that continued commitment to equality, if you remember me talking about our 4 core values at Salesforce, we empower 12 employee resource groups. And these employee-led groups are centered around common backgrounds or identities and their allies. So ERGs help everyone to better understand our diverse company, the issues that impact the communities, and how we can work together to drive change. We're intentional about inviting allies to join us in the conversations and in these broader communities. So everyone has a role to play at Salesforce in paving the way forward on the path to equality. All right, so now that you have a better understanding of our people and our products and our values, let's talk about Future Force. So who we are, we have a variety of roles we hire for in groups across the business. From interns and grads in advanced degrees, we're looking for the talent of tomorrow for the jobs of the future. So these hires that we'll be making, specifically interns, so I've got little stars here, undergrads, and then also master's students. Our hires, and we'll hear from 2 campus ambassadors, will have an impact on how our business runs moving forward. So at this point, you're probably curious about what can you do? What does that timeline look like? So here's our current timeline. We're kind of in this October, about to be November bubble before we know it. So I would encourage you, everyone, on the next slide, there's a QR code. Go ahead and take a snap of that, and it will take you directly to the Future Force site with all the roles we currently have open for which we are hiring against. And there's that QR code. I'll hit pause and let everyone take a snap if you want to. Okay, now it's time for our panel. So we have a hefty panel here with 6 participants. So for the sake of time, let's see, what was our agenda? Let me just make sure I'm okay on time. We have until 6:30. So we have about 20 minutes for a panel discussion. And what I am going to do is just have everyone kick off. We'll start with Alberto, and then we'll work our way down the line, so to speak. I'm going to stop presenting if that's okay, just so everyone can see faces and expressions to make it more interactive. But let's go ahead and have everyone say their name, their role at Salesforce, where you're based, your hub location or where you're virtual today, and the college you attended. So we're going to be welcoming Alberto, Jean, Priyana, Carrie-Ann, Karthika, and Ray, last but not least. So I'm going to stop sharing. So you can.
Julie, before you stop sharing, can you go back a slide and show the QR code again? I think some people didn't quite catch that.
Yes.
Cool, thank you.
Okay, we're going to count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. All right. Alberto, are you on the call? I saw you log in.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
There you are. Look at that Salesforce t-shirt. I love it.
All right, good morning. Good evening, everybody. My name is Alberto Jimenez. I am a software engineer in the infrastructure analytics team. I am currently based in San Francisco, but I am moving soon to Brooklyn, New York. Where I went to college, I did my undergrad and my master's degree at the University of Pennsylvania.
Okay. Welcome. All right, Jean, you're up next.
Hey guys, I'm Gene Liu. I'm what Salesforce refers to as a principal architect. My focus is mobile technology. I'm in our Service Cloud business unit, and I did my undergrad and grad at RIT and Johns Hopkins, respectively.
All right, and where are you based out of, Jean?
Oh, sorry, too many questions, Julie. No, I'm based out of our. I'm technically remote, but near our Virginia offices.
Okay, the DC area. All right. Let's see who's next. Priyana, are you on the call? Oh, I think you're on mute.
I'm here. Yeah, just to mute myself. Hey everyone, I'm Priyana. So I've been at Salesforce in Service Cloud right now. Previously, I worked on Platform Cloud, and within Service Cloud, I'm working on a new project that we launched that's called Service Cloud Voice. I can talk more about it later, but it's pretty cool. And I'm based in San Francisco. I'm still here, even though we're remote. I really love San Francisco. And I did my undergrad at Harvey Mudd College, and I'm currently doing an online master's at Georgia Tech.
Okay, thank you, Priyana. And Carrie-Ann, my gosh, it's been a while.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie-Ann Harris. I'm a senior solution engineer here, and I work with exclusively financial services customers. So as Julie mentioned earlier, we work with a wide variety of customers, and I focus just on financial services. So banks, wealth management, I can go on and on, but I focus on financial services. I'm located in Oakland, California, which is just outside of San Francisco. I got my degree in communications at San Francisco State University. And the reason Julie and I know each other is because I actually started my career at Salesforce as a recruiter, just like Julie. And I actually recruited for solution engineers and loved the role so much that I kind of did a lot of self-studying to become an engineer. So that's a little bit about me.
So that's one of the greatest perks about Salesforce is the ability to grow your career, whether you want it to look like a ladder and that upward movement or a jungle gym and move around. So we just heard from Priyana, she's already changed teams. Carrie-Ann has changed teams. So the world is your oyster at Salesforce, essentially. All right, Karthika, are you on the phone Zoom call? Okay, we're gonna keep moving. Ray then, I know you're here.
Hi, everyone. Super excited to be here. I am a campus ambassador, and I was a summer intern as a technical writer on the Einstein platform team. And right now, I'm a senior at Indiana University in Bloomington.
All right. Okay, so for the first question, And we're just going to popcorn it to the panel. So whomever wants to take a crack at it first, more power to you. And for our Northeastern students, if you have a question you want to ask, I encourage you to raise your hand and ask it. Like, pick brains, leverage this time, make the most of it. If you are just itching to ask a question, I encourage you, do it. So I'll get it kicked off just to kind of like warm up the waters here. So the first question is, can you as a panel member talk about your team and any exciting projects or technologies that you're currently working with? All right, Priyana, I'm going to toss it to you because you were talking about voice, and I think that sounds pretty cool with Service Cloud.
Yeah, so I'm working on Service Cloud Voice. That's a new project that we launched. And it's interesting for a few different reasons. One is that it's a big partnership we're doing with other telephony vendors. So for example, AWS is a big one that we piloted with, but we're also working with Google, Twilio, or other ones. And what this product is basically it gives service contact center agents the ability to integrate Salesforce with all of their calling needs. So for example, they can look up a contact, like a customer that they may need to talk to. They can call them directly from there. They can view the transcript as they're in the call. And then after they're done with the call, they can again go back to the transcript and view the recording. So yeah, so really this is a way for us to empower contact center agents, which is definitely in big need of making their job easier right now with COVID. They're getting a lot of calls right now. Yeah.
Making everyone's lives easier. I think that's what everyone
Yeah.
wants in these
Yeah,
virtual days.
definitely. And it's amazing to see how many users we have already. Like we piloted a few months ago. So this was a very ramped up project. We were busy for some time, which is kind of interesting. You get that feel at Salesforce. You can work for different teams and get different feels. Yeah, but we have a lot of customers who are live now. So that's very cool. Yeah, very rewarding.
Great work. Great work. Excited to see that customer base go up and up and up and up as we continue to be virtual.
Yeah.
All right. Any other panel member want to chime in? What are you working on right now as far as exciting projects and technologies?
I guess I can go next. So my team, as I mentioned, we work in infrastructure analytics. So we work on internal tools for business decisions revolving infrastructure, capacity management, and things like that. Specifically, I work on developing these apps to give users recommendations or insights into our infrastructure data. Currently, I'm working on a tool where we can spin up a predefined application so that we can have an application for our internal customers as quickly as possible. So the technologies that we use on our team is an entire stack, and we have our own infrastructure as well. But on the front end side is cutting edge technology with React, and our back end with Python, and we play with Dockers and a lot of different technologies within our team.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Alberto.
So we'll talk about a project I got to work on that was actually a pro bono project. So as Julie mentioned, we can dedicate 1% of our employees' time to giving back, and also 1% of our money to employees, and that's actually exactly what I got to work on for a couple of months. Actually, it just went live. So I got to work on a public-facing website for HBCUs, or historically Black colleges and universities. They just had their recruiting week last week. So I was on a pro bono project team that helped build that website for them. So it made it so that they were able to essentially have all the recruiters working out of the CRM, and then all of the candidates that they had applying at the event applied. We got numbers back yesterday. I think it was like over 9,000 applicants or something crazy. So it was really, really impactful. And then also this was all pro bono. So if we had charged them for not only the technology, but the time, because it took weeks and weeks and weeks to build. It probably would have been hundreds of thousands of dollars. But again, because we donate not only our time, but our resources to nonprofits, it was all free for them. So that job or that project wasn't necessarily related to my job, but I couldn't have built this without the skills that I've developed in my job. So it was a really fun project for me, and I loved it, and it was very successful.
Man, 9,000 people. Sign me up for that. And that's one of the great things about Salesforce. So whether you're an intern or a full-time employee, everyone is granted 56 hours of what we call volunteer time off, or VTO, to go and give back to a cause that is important to them. So whether you're a 12-week intern, like I said, we have scheduled VTO activities for our students, and then teams also schedule their own activities for their teams, but 56 paid, keyword paid, hours of volunteer time off to give back.
And Julie, if you want, I can go. I think mine's kind of boring though, but so since I work on mobile technologies, we've already gone in production with a bunch of them. A lot of the Northeastern students, I'm sure, are familiar with WhatsApp, text messaging, Line, WeChat, all the popular mobile apps and technologies. We actually are bringing them on board to integrate into Salesforce products, not just in Service Cloud, but across a lot of Salesforce's products, because as the students know, most people use their mobile phones more using the apps than they actually do voice conversations nowadays. And so that's one of the more interesting things that we're working on.
We live on our phones. All right, Ray, why don't you close us out for this one and just share more about your role as a tech writer, because that's a role that maybe not all college students know what it is and kind of what that career path looks like. And then from there, it looks like we are starting to get questions in the chat, so we can pivot to that for the last 5 minutes before we hop to Paul.
Yeah, so I was actually completely new to technical writing. I didn't have any specific classes to it, but I got to create a whole Trailhead module myself. So my module covered Einstein Prediction Builder, which is an AI tool. And I would say in the beginning, since I was new, I would attend workshops that other employees held. So that was super helpful because I learned Salesforce's tone and voice and all the grammar involved with it. And then I also learned about Trailhead and that whole editing process. But everybody was super great and helpful. And my team was with product managers, software engineers, and UX designers. So I had a lot of one-on-one meetings just to understand the product I was writing about and creating content for. So it was a great learning experience, and it was crazy for me because I've used Trailhead in the past, and that's what really ignited my passion for Salesforce. And my own Trailhead module is out in public to take.
Oh my gosh, it's live? That's so
It
exciting.
is.
That's so exciting. Can you just give a quick blurb on what Trailhead is? Because I don't know if all of the students on the call know what Trailhead is.
Yes. So it's a learning platform for anybody to take. There's many topics within about like Salesforce or even other tech involved. And it's basically a gamified version of learning. So you'll read content, learn about whatever you want to learn about. And then at the end, it's just a multiple choice question, just reviewing that certain module.
So Trailhead is a free keyword free learning platform for anyone. So if you as a student, you want to go in and nose around, I encourage everyone to do so. And we've even put together kind of, we call trail mixes, or short kind of lists of certain trailheads that we encourage tech students to take to prep for the interview process with Salesforce. So all right, I'm looking at the chat. Okay, Emma, do you want to ask your question? And I know I see Gene's put his answer, but we'll kind of popcorn it around for some other advice.
Yeah, so I guess this is a bit more towards the technical field of the question, but I'll just read what I wrote. So I asked if there's any advice for college students when it comes to expanding your computer science skills, and or for interviews, specifically technical interviews.
Gene, do you want to share what you wrote? And then maybe we'll toss it to Alberto or Priyana on what you did to prep for your interviews.
What I did, Julie?
Well, and what you put in the chat, you know, your philosophy on advice.
Oh, okay. I was about to say what I did was ancient history, but
It's just yesterday.
yeah. No, so what I wrote to answer Emma's question was basically research the company you're going to be interviewing with. And I actually said it tongue in cheek, Google is your friend. Tons of information about any company out there, even small startups. There's information out there. Find out what they do, how they do it, and overlap your CS, your comp sci skills with how the company you're interviewing with, how they intersect and the value add that you can provide. And something else I didn't write in Emma's thing was also be prepared to think on your feet in an interview, because you may get thrown a curveball that you have no idea why they're even asking that. And I know when I interview, especially kids coming out of school, I'll ask them things that have nothing to do with the company, the job, or the technology, because I want to see how well they think on their feet.
Keeping students on their toes. All right. Alberto or Priyana, any advice?
Yeah, I think like what Gene said, I wouldn't focus too much on the technology, more on how you solve problems and practice just solving problems. In terms of what language to use, I find that a lot of students find Python to be easier to understand since it's very pseudocode-like. So I usually recommend people use Python. It's easier to explain and have that conversation with your interviewer. I think that's the main important thing to understand, is that it's a conversation that you're having. It's not really a test that you're taking.
Great call out. It's a conversation you're having. I know many interviewers at Salesforce, when students are whiteboarding or virtually, you know, whiteboarding, if you don't get it right, that's okay. But folks want to see your thought process and how you work from one stage to the next. All right, Priyana, take us home. Up and you're on mute.
I was forget to unmute myself. Yeah, I think those are really good points. For myself, I didn't mention this. This is actually my second company, so I didn't do an internship, but I did like the full-time interview. So if anyone's a senior and doing that interview, that's what I did too. And one thing that was really good about my Salesforce one, was that it was the most comfortable interview that I had been in, like amongst all the ones that I was interviewing at during that time. And I bring that up because I think part of the point of the interview is to really you should also feel comfortable, and part of it is to see how well you'd work together. Having been on the interviewer side now and trying to see if this person would be a good candidate, some qualities we look for is if this person is teachable. So I think that goes with what Alberto and Jean was saying, that you may not have the specific skills or technologies, but if we're able to teach you that, and if we feel like you would be a good learner, then I think you'd be set. So yeah, so those are things to be aware of too. Yeah.
And something else to keep in mind kind of on that point too, when you talk about, being coachable and, being a good fit on a team, is you also want to think you're always going through the interview process, from every email to every thank you letter. Well, email, we don't send letters anymore, but and the reason I point this out is, let's say that you get some feedback, right? The hiring manager says, I didn't like X, Y, and Z. And then maybe you go home and you're like, well, maybe I could send my hiring manager, better code, or whatever it is that that hiring manager told you that you had negative feedback for. You can email that hiring manager back and say, hey, look at this, I changed this. Because again, if you're coachable, especially when you're coming straight out of college, right? Somebody that's me, I'm 32 years old. It's possible that I might not have as much opportunity to be coach in certain level of roles, right? But for people that are coming out of college, it's so much more important that you can pick things up and that you're coachable and that you're humble and that you're willing to learn. That is so much more important than the skills that you just come to the job in on day one, because nobody's going to hire you expecting you to be able to fill 30 requirements on day one, right? So keep that in mind when people are interviewing you, that they really care a lot more about you as a person. Because at the end of the day, if you're coming to an interview with a computer science degree from your university, people already kind of know the type of education that you've had. What they don't know is the person that you are and how you can add to the team or the company.
Great point. Great point, Carrie Ann. That comes from your recruiting days, right? All right. Thank you to all of our panelists for your insights and advice this evening. Now, time to turn it to Paul for some Tuesday evening Jeopardy. So I hope everyone, oh my gosh, is that Alex Trebek? Everyone, this is Paul. He's going to be taking things over as your host. And game on, everyone. Game on.
Perfect. Thank you, Julie. How are you? All right. So here we go. We're going to jump right into a little bit of fun Jeopardy competition here. So a couple things about how we handle our virtual Jeopardy. So the way it works is we're going to use a 2-browser system. So what I mean by that is that you have the Zoom. That's the Zoom browser. That's kind of browser A, that you can see each other, hear me. That's kind of where the call is happening. Then we're going to ask you to open a second browser. We prefer that browser to be Chrome. So if you have Chrome on your computer, that's our first choice. If you don't have Chrome, then by all means use a separate browser. But if at all possible, Chrome is king for that one. Now, what's going to happen in a little bit after I go through instructions, I'll share a specific URL for your Jeopardy game. What I'll ask you to do is just copy and paste that URL into the Chrome browser. Now, one thing I just like to let everyone know, it's really important that you copy and paste, because a lot of times if you just click on the link, then you'll open it with a different internet. It won't be Chrome. So just please, I know it's a little extra step, but copy and paste when we get to that step. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the virtual Jeopardy and how it works. So everybody will be playing individually, so that you want to answer every single question. This is a game where we thought with virtual, it would be best to have everyone answering every question as opposed to, one person rings in and answers. So it is important to note everyone answers every question, and make sure you're answering it in that second browser. You do not have to put answers into the Zoom chat, which I know I'm letting you guys open that second browser, and then people are like, Paul, we know, but every show, somebody starts putting answers into the Zoom chat. You guys look way smarter, so I think you're going to be all right, but just kind of like to go over that. Now, let's talk about the game itself, all right? So there's multiple choice questions and text response questions. With multiple choice, you'll get up to 4 answer options. You want to click on the answer you think is correct. Just be careful, because if you hit the wrong answer or you change your mind, you cannot change your answer. So you only get one shot on those multiple choice, so choose wisely. Text response, you have to type in the answer. Keys for that are spelling. You have to spell the answer correctly. You do not have to worry about capitalization. That's okay. But a couple of quick things: don't use abbreviations. Don't try to use code or slang or things like that. You want to just spell the answer out just the way it is. You do not have to answer who is, what is. Don't worry about the Jeopardy question part. Just the answer is all that we care about. If it's a name, please make sure you put the full name. So for example, if it was George Washington, you got to put the whole name. If you just put Washington or George, then you're marked incorrect. So just be careful for things like that. We'll give you 15 seconds for multiple choice. We give you 20 seconds for text. So you do get a little extra time to make sure you're spelling things correctly. And remember, with Jeopardy, there's categories and dollar amounts. So the way it works, whatever the dollar amount is, that's what you earn if you get it right. It's what you lose if you get it wrong. And remember, Jeopardy can be a mean game, because if you have no points and you get one wrong, you will go negative. It doesn't just sit at 0. So watch out for that. Jeopardy is kind of a meanie. But we're going to have some fun. We're going to play some music. I will let you guys know as we're playing the game. I do encourage everyone to keep their cameras on. I usually tell everybody to unmute, have some fun. We do want this to be an interactive game show. It's very boring when you only hear from me. So I like you guys to kind of have a conversation, and I like to talk, and we kind of have a little bit of fun while we're playing. We do have prizes for the top 3 players. So whoever comes in first, second, and third, we have some Salesforce swag. So that'll be sent out to you after the event. So kind of playing for bragging rights, fun, and a little something, something. So there you go. All right, I'm going to share the URL in the chat right now. If you're unfamiliar with Zoom chat, all you need to do is look at the bottom of your Zoom screen. You should be able to find the chat. Remember, please copy and paste it into the URL. Please do not just click on the link. So copy and paste it. What's going to come up? It'll say Jeopardy for Salesforce. You'll see a start button. All you need to do is click the start button, and then it will ask you to enter your name. Please put your first and last name, no dashes, no dots, no punctuation marks. Doesn't let you do it. So just letters only, first name and last name. That way there, if you win a prize, we know who you are and we can get it to you. And once you hit enter at that point, it will go back to Jeopardy for Salesforce, which is the hold screen to start the game. So that's all we got. So you guys are doing pretty good. So right now, again, just want to clarify, Jeopardy for Salesforce. If you see the start button, click the start button, enter your name, click enter, and then it'll take you right back to Jeopardy for Salesforce, which is our hold screen. So right now we have 18 players, so we're doing pretty good. All right, so don't forget anyone who is able to, cameras on, unmute, have some fun. Somebody says last time they played with me, they were in the negatives, but game on anyway. I like it. All right.
Yeah, that was me.
Hey, that's all right. And I do say, you know what, have some fun. The chat's open. Looks like everyone's being shy on me, but definitely unmute, be part of the conversation. You know, these moments like this in our virtual world are really meant to connect and just kind of see some friendly faces. So again, I will encourage cameras on, unmuted, have some fun. It'll be a good game. All right, I'm up to 23 players. Is anybody on the call having issues? Let me know. I'd be happy to try to help you out. If not, we'll get started in a moment. It looks like there's 27 here on the call. I'm one of those, so that would be 26. So roughly maybe 3 people, and they could be maybe some of the guests that were on, but I'll just give it a couple more seconds and then we'll get started with our Jeopardy game. Anybody feeling confident in their Jeopardy skills?
Come
All right,
on,
good.
Northeastern student.
All right. Is it
Annika,
Annika?
your hand right there. Okay.
All right, I like it. I like it. Good. It's, you know, the tough part is you haven't seen the category, so it's hard to be fully confident, but all right. Well, we're at 23 players. Let's do it. Let's play some Jeopardy. Good luck to all of our participants. We're going to start now. My last reminder, don't forget, make sure you answer every question. I will let you know if you don't answer a question, you still lose the points. So even if you don't know it, make sure you take a guess. That's really important. You don't want to lose points just to lose them. So make sure you're answering every question. Good luck, players. Let's have some fun. All right, we are in. Here we go. Our 3 categories for Jeopardy tonight. We have sports stars, 2010s, who tweeted it, and on the radio. I will let you know for on the radio, the way it works, I will give you the artist, and then you'll have 4 song choices. You need to pick the song that is not by the named artist, okay? A little play on your mind there for a second, just so you guys know. All right, let's have some fun. Erin B., you're in the center of my screen. That makes you the lucky player who gets to pick first. You can pick any category, any dollar amount. Good luck, everybody.
The 2010s, who tweeted it?
All right, what dollar amount would you like?
200.
200. All right, here we go. March 2nd, 2014. Here's the tweet. If only Bradley's arm was longer, best photo ever, hashtag Oscars. Who authored this tweet? Click on the answer. Make sure you answer in the browser.
I feel like these categories are just going to show how little I know about the current pop culture.
This one's
All
tough.
right. Ellen DeGeneres was the correct answer. Rachel Lee, you were the fastest correct answer to start us off. Therefore, you get to pick the next category and dollar amount. Let's do it.
All right. I'll choose on the radio 200.
On the radio 200. Now remember, it's the one that is not by the artist, not by the artist. And also remember, you only get 15 seconds for multiple choice, 20 seconds for text. So here we go. Justin Bieber is going to be the artist. Justin Bieber is your artist. Which song is not by Justin Bieber? All right, 1,000 hours was correct. Let's see here. Annika, you were the fastest correct answer. You get to go next. What are you thinking?
More on the radio for 400.
All right, like in that category. Oh, it's an early daily double for this game. All right, so how does the daily double work? You guys all get the opportunity to wager how many points you're willing to risk. So based on how many points you currently have, you'll notice that you can slide that wager bar. Whatever you risk is what you can earn if you're correct, or it's what you lose if you're incorrect. Now, the true idea back on the daily double side was to be able to double your points. So you got to make that wager. Now, even if you're negative right now, Jeopardy's kind of cool. It will let you borrow some money. So you can still try to slide that bar over if you'd like. So good luck to everybody. So Brittany, I can see your negative 400, not calling you out. It was in the chat, but you can still wager if you want to. If you're feeling good about this category, then you can definitely do that. All right. Yeah. Everybody have a quick, I wasn't calling you out. You put it in the chat. It was public. All right. So let's have some fun here. We're going to it. So Ed Sheeran. Now, knowing it's Ed Sheeran, anybody have wager remorse right now? They wish they wagered more or wish they wagered less. All right. Well, Ed Sheeran's the artist. Which song is not by Ed Sheeran? Let's see what we come up with.
I just got $1,000 more rich. I'm very excited.
All right, Castle in the Sky was the correct answer. Emma Price coming through with the correct answer. That means you have control. Where do you want to go on the board?
Booyah. I'll do on the radio 600.
All right, they like this category. All right, the artist is Taylor Swift. Which of these songs is not by Taylor Swift? Good luck, everybody. All right, Love Letter was correct. I'm seeing lots of green check marks on that one. Harini, you get to go next. Where would you like to go on the board?
I'll continue with on the radio for 800.
Here we go. Beyonce. Beyonce is the artist. We're looking for the song that is not by Beyonce. Good to see you guys like this category. You guys are playing it out.
I know it's a drag, I know it's a grind. I know that a dollar ain't worth a dime. Just trying to keep up with the Joneses at the end of the block.
All right, replaceable is the correct answer. More green check marks. Nice job. Madison, you have control of our board. Tell us what you're thinking. Where do you want to go? Cameron says, Paul's trying to trick us. Yes, I try to trick you. You caught me. You're doing good, though. You're doing good. Madison, what do you got?
Can we do sports stars for 200?
All right, sports stars for 200. So these ones will always start with a photo. So just make sure you take a quick peek at the photo. The question is always going to be about that person that is pictured, okay? So here we go. We're going to see how we do for this one. What is our clue? We need to know who the athlete is. Name the athlete. She's a twin. We got to pick the right one. Serena Williams was the correct answer. Let's see here. Anna, you got that one right. Now, before you pick though, I'd like to go to our leaderboard. Let's see what's going on in our Jeopardy game right here. So right now, top of our board is Ashika with 3,000. Nice work. Brittany, Katarina, Julia, all with 2,200. Jerry, is it Gaori? Sorry if I mispronounced that. You can let me know. We have Harini, Eugen, Madison, and Cameron rounding out our top 10. So right now, to make it to our top 10 leaderboard, 1,200 up to 3,000. So we got a lot going on, doing well. So let's see here. We'll keep on playing. We got plenty of points to earn. And Anna, you get to control where we go next. Now I'm noticing a couple of head bobs to the music. Makes me feel good. I saw a shout out in the chat, liking the music, but I'd like to see a little bit more dancing. I do know that the more you dance, I don't know how this is true, but it's 100% accurate. I swear, Scouts Honor, that if you dance to the music, you're a better Jeopardy player. So I just want to put that out there. Those that dance, suddenly your Jeopardy scores improve. So here we go. Anna says 2010, who tweeted it for 400? Let's see what we got here. All right, it is September 6, 2019. I'm sorry to say my Instagram has been compromised. Please steer clear for the time being until it's sorted. Thank you all. I love you, 3,000. All right, Robert Downey Jr. was the correct answer. Let's see here. Emily, you have control. Where do you want to go on the board? Emily, you have control.
Sorry,
there we go.
muted. Let's do who tweeted at 600.
All right, they like the tweets category. I want to challenge Tom Cruise to fight in the octagon. Tom, if you don't take this fight, you're scared and you will never live it down. Who is willing to put on the fight? At Dana White. Justin Bieber was the correct answer. Nice job. Julia, you have control of our board. Where do you want to go?
We can go to On the Radio 1,000.
All right, here we go. Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is the artist. Which song is not by Bruno Mars? Let's see how we do.
The hip, hop, you don't stop. Rock it out, baby, rubber to the boogity bang, bang, the boogie to the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am.
All right, Who Cares Baby is the correct answer. Nice job. Ishika, you have control of our board. Where would you like to go?
Sports stars for 400.
All right, here we go. Once again, starting off with a photo. You guys are going to have to tell me who the athlete is. All right, so all these athletes will have a photo, and then you need to share with me who is the athlete from the photo.
I'm at a party I don't want to be at, and I don't ever wear a suit and tie. Wondering if I can sneak up the back. Nobody's even looking me in my eyes. When you take my hand, finish my drink, say, shall we dance? Hell yeah.
Megan Rapinoe is the correct answer. Nice job. Let's see here. Celia, you are in control of our board. Where would you like to go?
2010, so tweeted it, 800.
You got it. Here's the tweet. So Miss North dressed herself and thought she was ready for the day until I explained she couldn't wear my boots.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
All right, Kim Kardashian is the correct answer. Nice job. Erin, you have control of our board. Before you pick, though, we only got 4 questions left. I'd like to go to our leaderboard for a moment. right now, top of the board, Brittany up top, Madison in second, Ashika in third, Julia, Gaori, Saleha, Harini, Cameron, Jerry, and Emma rounding out our top 10. So got a little bit of a battle here in the tens. Now we're 3,000 towards 5,400. Big game, 4 questions left. Still have 2 1,000 point questions. So there's a lot going on. Erin, which one do you want to go to?
Who tweeted it for 1,000?
All right, here we go. November 3rd, 2018 was the date of this one. Here's what they said. Thank you, next. Now we need to know who it is.
Are you ready for the sequel? Are you ready for the latest? In the garden of evil, I'm gonna be the greatest. In a golden cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless. And if you lose, boo-hoo. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Hey, look, Ma.
Ariana Grande, lots of green check marks. Nice work. All right, so Brittany coming through with that one the fastest. Starting to feel confident out there as a player. We got 2 questions left. Brittany, where do you want to go?
600 sports stars.
All right, here we go. Someone said they're going to have this song in their head. Sorry. All right, here we go. There is your picture. Now we're going to talk about what is the name of this athlete. Name of this athlete. Let's see how we do for this one.
Speaker that booms, I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it. You better gain weight. You better hit bulls out. A kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it.
All right, Patrick Mahomes was the correct answer. Nice job. Let's see here. Harini, you get to pick where we go next. 2 questions to choose from. Where do you want to go?
800 for.
All right, here we go. So here we are, someone from US Gymnastics for this one. US Gymnastics, name the athlete. Let's see how we do for this one. Name the athlete. All right, Simone Biles is the correct answer. Nice job. So let's see here. Katarina, you get to call out our final question. Where do you want to go on the board?
Sports stars for 1,000.
Thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. Here we go. Whoa, another tennis star. All right, started it with tennis or ending it with tennis. Let's see how we do for this one.
He was a boy, she was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious? He was a punk, she did ballet. What more can I say?
All right, Roger Federer is correct. Shout out to my new friend Anna. I saw you little lip syncing to that one. I like it. We didn't hear you singing, but I saw it. It was good. It was good. I like it. Let's see what we got here. So that's the end of our round of Jeopardy. Let's see what we have up here. Ashika on top, 7,600. Gaori, 7,000. Harini, Brittany, Madison, Emma, Jerry, Julia, Saleha, and Katarina rounding out our top 10. So anywhere from 4,800 to 7,600. Now, we do have to battle now. We're going to Final Jeopardy. There's one final question, which means anyone who's in the positives will get to participate in Final Jeopardy. You'll have a chance to wager, and then we'll look at our final board. So take a quick look at that top 10 board, knowing it's 4,800 all the way up to 7,600. You're going to have to make a choice. Anyone who's positive will participate here, but you got to decide what you're willing to risk. So let's look at our Final Jeopardy category. The Final Jeopardy category today is called What Happened First. That means I'll give you a theme. You'll get 4 choices, and you'll need to choose what came first based upon the theme of the question. So decide what you're willing to wager. This will determine it. We'll see how you do it. Remember, what you risk is what you earn or lose, depending on if you get it right or wrong. So take a quick moment. This is going to be a big one. Emma says all or nothing. I like it. That's my attitude for it as well. You got to go for it and see where you land. All right, remember, top 3 players come away with some Salesforce swag. So not only are we playing for pride and fun, but a little extra something. All right, I'm hiding wagers. Good luck, everybody. It's Final Jeopardy time. So the first of these US presidents to hold office. So you're going to have 4 choices. We are looking for the first of these US presidents to hold office. Thomas Jefferson was the correct answer. Let's see, how did we do? We're going to go back to our leaderboard one last time. Let's check it out. All right, there it is. We did have a change at the top. There was a big change at the top. Let's see it. So first place, Geori in first, Harini in second, and Emma in third. How about a big virtual round of applause for our top 10 players, but especially our top 3. What a great game. What a great game. So congratulations to all of our players out there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our virtual Jeopardy for tonight, and good luck. You guys got a lot going on. So stay healthy and good luck in your search here. Julie, I'll kick it back to you.
Thank you, Paul, for that Tuesday night fun activity. And thank you to all you students for logging in after hours. I know you've got a lot of choices of where you spend your time outside of the classroom. So I'm very grateful that you chose to spend it with Salesforce tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle back with Emma for the 3 winners. We'll get you the links so you can get your prizes. You get to pick it out, spend some Salesforce dollars. But don't forget, check us out online, apply. We are bursting at the seams with internships. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll stick around for a little while. Otherwise, happy Tuesday. Thank you, everyone.